हाय ऑल। सो इस ट्यूटोरियल में हम लोग बात करेंगे AWS सर्विसेज की, विच इज S3 सर्विसेज। सो S3 इज ए सिंपल स्टोरेज सर्विसेज। सो सिंपल स्टोरेज सर्विसेज इन द सेंस वट एवर you need to store, that you store in a some kind of data, hard disk, right? So in this hard disk you have some space which is assigned. So in the cloud, where actually you store your data, right? So AWS has a services which call the name as a S3 services. S3 stand for simple storage service. So this service is a used to store any kind of data. So जैसे आपको स्टोर करना है अपने पिक्चर्स, वीडियोस, फाइल्स, टेक्स्ट, एनीथिंग दैट यू कैन थिंक ऑफ, you need to store the data. It can be stored in the services called S3, simple storage services, right? So any amount of data, there is no limit of data, right? Suppose आप खरीदते हो बाजार से, if you buy some hard disk 500 GB, 1 TB hard disk, and then you store it, right? So the cloud advantage is that there is no limit in the storage. You can store any amount of data at S3 from anywhere at any time. So that is why S3 is so much beneficial, right? And in this S3 services, I will talk about more about the S3 concepts. So S3 basically, you can imagine S3 as a, like you have a PC, right? And you have a hard disk attached to it, and in that you store some, you create a folder, right? So similarly in the S3, it is like a hard disk, for example, and it has unlimited amount of space in this. So you can create a, instead of folder, you create a bucket basically. So bucket is nothing, just a like a folder. So it is like a container, right, where you store all of your file inside this. So basically it is a S3, when we talk, we call it is a object based storage. So there are two kind of storage. One is object based storage, and another one is, why we call it object based, is that basically in this kind of storage where you have a, I said like it's like a hard disk. So it doesn't mean that you go ahead and install a operating system on this by taking this space, right? You cannot run any Linux machine on this, you cannot run any Windows machine on this, right? But it is a blank storage where you can simply put your file, folder, create any kind of data inside that, and you can keep it inside this for unlimited time and durations, right? So that's how the S3 concept it is. So it's a bucket we create, that is a kind of folder, we can imagine it, and then there is an object inside that. So object is basically inside the folder you put your txt file like notepad, right? You put your jpg, video, any kind of file, data, any kind of data, right? So that we call that the object. So inside the bucket you can put your object in that. So that is the fundamental entities stored in there. So S3 concept talks about the bucket, S3 concept talk about the object. There are two things, you can broadly think it of as it is right now, okay? And then the S3 storage class. So in the S3 has a different basically whenever you think like anyone who sells a service, right? So it always sells a service as a different category and different classes, right? You buy a purchase of any ice cream, for example, from the market, right? So they will say, I have a vanilla flavor, strawberry flavor, this much size big, this is a small size, right? So similarly, if they are selling a storage, right? So if they're selling a storage, obviously they will giving you multiple flavors of that storage. So that storage class is the we can imagine it like that. That is the class of storage. So we'll talk about it. So but this storage, as I said in the beginning, there is no limit in the space. So how they will sell this, right? How they will sell these services if there is no limit in the storage? Because not market, if you go, you will buy that 500 GB hard disk, 1 TB hard disk, right? 3 TB hard disk. So that is their class. But here the class of the size is already been gone, because that they provide you unlimited space. The how much, whatever you use, you have to pay for that. So that is anyway defined in the beginning for any class. So the category they are defining is like a S3 standard, S3 intelligent tiering, S3 standard IA stands for infrequent access, S3 one zone IA, and S3 glacier. So I'll come to it one by one on all of this topic, okay? So and then the last one more, S3 glacier deep archive. So these are basically the classes, which the type of S3 you can build in the AWS Amazon Cloud. Okay, so I'll come to it one by one on this. So let's go to the S3 standard first. So this is your default storage class. So this will give you, whenever you create S3, if you don't specifically select anything, it will create it in S3 standard classes. So S3 standard class, what is the things which is inside comes in the S3 standard? It is your you have a we have discussed about the availability zone, right? So whatever data which you are putting inside this S3 standard is automatically replicated to the multiple availability zone. So you do not have risk to losing your data, because if suppose one of the data center of Amazon AWS is down, so since it is replicated to the multiple availability zone automatically, you will never face a issue of accessing your data at particular time, right? So that is the default storage class S3 standard covers up. So that's why the cost of accessing, storing your data is different in S3 standard than the other. So we'll talk about the others as well. Okay. So second one is inside this S3 standard. I have not mentioned this reduce redundancy in the before slide, because this category is still active, but it is going to be obsolete. Okay, because Amazon itself is not recommending now to use this. Earlier it was used to as a class storage category, which was used for example, you have a thumbnail kind of a small object which are not critical and used like that. So they capture very less amount of a space and quickly accessible, so non-critical data. So they give this option. So now they have given something more relevant in terms of these things, so which will be sharing us in the next slide. Next is S3 intelligent tiering. So S3 intelligent tiering, what exactly it does, it as the name suggests, intelligent. So this hard disk is, this space S3 storage class is intelligent enough to understand it will save you money, okay, by detecting that either once you put your data in the server, right, so either you will be accessing it day-to-day basis, and then suppose you have some data which you very rarely access once in 3 months or once in 6 months, right? So you don't want to keep it in the S3 standard. You will put it in the S3 infrequent access bucket, right, since you are not accessing it. So what this tier, if you buy this tier, intelligent tiering, it will automatically move your data after 30 days of not accessing it to the infrequent access, because infrequent access cost is less than the S3 standard. So if any data which is there in the S3 standard bucket will cost you more than any data which is S3 infrequent access. So after 30 days, it will automatically move your data from standard to infrequent access. Not all of your data, but the data that you didn't access it last 30 days. And the moment, suppose on next month, 1st of next month, you access it, it will automatically put the data back to the S3 standard. So it's like that. Okay, so that's why suppose you didn't touch your data for 3 months, so you will not paying your data cost holding charges in S3 standard basis, right, for the 3 months. So after first month itself it will move to IA and will be there for next 2 months, and your cost will be less. So that's how it saves your money and all. So that's why it's called S3 intelligent tiering. But yes, the cost of S3 tiering is a little bit higher than the normal S3 standard, okay, because it toggle your data between here and there, right? And then the third one is S3 standard IA. So S3 standard, we talked about the first one. IA is infrequent access. So why we are talking infrequent? So as we discussed earlier, right, infrequent means you are don't want to access your data very often, right? So suppose you have put your data in the bucket and you don't need it on daily basis, right? You need it very rare, after 1 month one time or 2 months one time. So you can keep your data in S3 infrequent access and you can save your money. And there is one more option, is S3 one zone infrequent access. So one zone infrequent, as I told earlier, all S3 standard data, it put the data into multiple availability zone for redundancy, right? But if you have some data which is not critical for you, okay, so Amazon is giving you an option to charge you a less money from that by putting a data in a S3 which is only running in the one zone, availability zone. Okay, so that's way it will save your data. So for example, your data is right now availability zone 1 only, then it is a one zone IA, you can opt for it. But if you are keeping data to multiple availability zone, then it will be S3 standard IA. So both option of IA also little bit more reduced. So cost of maximum cost S3 standard, then you can say tiering is also, intelligent tiering is also costly, and then lesser than these two will be IA, and then lesser than IA also will be costing will be one zone IA, right? So these kind of data, but one zone IA has one limitation. For example, if you have a object with size which is lesser than 128 KB, right? So that will be not suitable for single zone availability zone, right? Single availability zone IA, right? So that's why it mentioned the third line, the S3 standard IA and S3 one zone IA storage class are suitable for object larger than 128 KB. 128 KB is very small size, but if you are having some kind of data, for example thumbnail data and all, right, so they don't prefer you to use it, right? Because you plan to store it at least 30 days, right? So after 30 days it will move to some other. So that's why they have not preferred this service for that kind of data. So next one is the topic we will cover is S3 versioning. So what S3 versioning is? So we have a feature called S3 versioning, right? So in this feature, suppose you kept one data, right, in that bucket, right, and you have a text data or JPG data, and you edit the data, again you put it back, right? So what will happen is it will override the data, right? And you have someone has deleted the data by wrongly or corrupted the data, right? So you don't have the data available. But versioning, if you enable on the bucket, so what will happen is the first data what you copied first time, and then the second data of the same thing that you updated or edited, so it will keep as a version 2. Then similarly again you edit, it will keep as a version 3. So every version of that element, that file that you're putting it up in a bucket will be available for you to use. So if someone has deleted, you have the old version available for any time. So that versioning is basically saving your data for wrong editing, wrong deleting, right? Someone has wrongly deleted the data, so it will save the data from versioning. So this is a very good feature of S3, we can say that, right? Next one is S3 data consistency. So basically S3 does is, suppose you write the data and you can access the S3 immediately after it, right? So it will show you that data immediately. So suppose you have S3 bucket in US East, right, any zone, you are sitting in Mumbai, India, for example, and you want to see the data after putting a file, your colleague has put the file, you immediately open the file and you see, okay, yeah, it is there. Or you immediately, for example, some data, you're updated it and you want it to open it immediately, then you will find the data. For any data which you are writing a new data, but here is a catch here. So they call it as a read after write. So as the moment you write it, you can read it immediately, right? So that's why they tell you read after write consistency for puts of a new object. So if you create a new file, new folder, new file, new JPG image, anything that you put new, it will be immediately available. But anything that is already there, right? For example, your notepad is there, you just open it and edit it and save it. So basically any data that you put it or delete it, right, or you overwrite put, as it rightly mentioned, overwrite put means if you edit it or overwrite it, right, or you are deleting a data. So if you have a file and you delete it and you immediately try to access it, it might be a few second lag that you notice that change happened to the data, right? So they call it eventually consistent. It's not very much delay, but fraction of seconds it happens for the delete and overwrite data. So they call it, they declare it very clearly, and they say it's a eventually consistent for the overwrite puts and delete, and read after write consistent for the new data put. So that's the terminology you should understand while doing this course. So we discussed all about this S3 comparison, S3 standard, S3 standard IA. So if you see here, one thing which is very required to understand is the durability. So we see lots of 9s are here. So durability means your data is durable for how long, right? So they said 11 9s. If we count these 9s, so these are the 11 9s. So your data will not be lost. 99.11 9 times more 9s percentage. So your data will be available. They guarantee you this much of durable. We normally say durability is what? Suppose you buy a refrigerator, right? So we say this durability is 5 years, 10 years durability is so much good, right? So similarly, your data is there, and your data, if something is lost because of some hardware issue or the Amazon cloud is down, so you will not get it, right? So you should have some kind of confidence before you put data. So they said we provide you 99.99999 11 nines totals if you count them. That is the durability they give you category wise. And availability is what? Don't get confused with availability and durability. So availability is that suppose you want to access your data now, okay? So they said it is 99.99% available for you. You can access it now with this much of availability. But durability, suppose you want to data after 5 years, right? So they said 99.99%, that much available percentage is they guarantee you that your data will be available. So chances of losing, they said about 1 million years, 1% of data, something like that. It calculated, you may calculate yourself with the better maths technologies. So that's the way you can read it off basically, right? So S3 standard has this much durability and availability 99.99. Similarly, S3 standard infrequent access, both the same, availability is little bit changed. Tiering, intelligent tiering has this. So you just go through it and you try to memorize it, because sometime if you're going for the exam for AWS Cloud Foundation or next event, they ask these questions. And availability zone is also defined. How many availability zone? I told you, right? S3 standard, they keep your data in multiple availability zone. If you see here, right? But one zone, if you see here, for the one zone, there is only one, right? So for S3 standard, there is greater than 3. For one zone, it is always 1. That's why the cost is less. Yes, the cost is less for this. And these are the size of data. So this sheet is that you need to remember. So I think we are good. We have covered the S3, and in the next lecture we will do a hands-on practical on this. Okay, so we'll create S3 bucket and we will see how we can create it and then how we can access it, right? So I'll show you that. Till then, have a nice day.